Good morning, good evening, guys. This is Tiger here. It's finally starting, guys. It's World Tournament Pen Spinning 2025. I'm putting background music here because we're in for a long discussion here. There's a lot of content to go over, and yeah, let's take a look at it. So, Pen Spinning World Tournament 2025, the Twitter account has finally made an announcement as of July 19th, so it was yesterday. And they released their website. They also released their schedule, format, rules, and guidance, which can be found in the official website. But let's take a look at the tweets first. So they first introduced the website itself. Anyone is encouraged to register using the official website. Submissions must include a video of at least 5 seconds long, either via link or direct upload. These are used for screenings only, so judges can determine who meets minimum qualification standards to compete round 1. So we're entering into qualification round, which is quite traditional of of the past tournaments. This is usually where the committee or the judges sort of filter down into numbers that can make like the traditional knockout formatting, which is usually either 64 spinners or 32 spinners. So we're excited to see, or sorry, not we, quite excited to see what sort of videos will be released. Not sure if the qualification round videos will be released for the public, so people can sort of predict who's going to be joining in the first, will be passing through first round or not. But let's see how it goes. Feel free to use old or previously published videos for registration. This is huge because it sort of eases the process and encourages people to spinners to join in. I'm sure there are people who has been inactive for a while. By inactive, hasn't published a pen spinning video quite recently, so they'll probably release film a video that will showcase their spinning or not. During registration, you may also select one or more communities to represent as you compete, but this is not required. Communities has been, I think, quite a topic because for community-wise, when I was organizing 2021, it was best to have a manager who could sort of basically coordinate these participants on where to submit and when to submit. I wasn't really sure what their direct communication was per community, but it was better for me to sort of track down who is missing their deadlines or not and why they are. So it was great to have that buffer. Now that this is probably more dependent on the responsibility of one individual spinners, that sort of communication would be unnecessary. We'll see how that, how should I say, management goes. Yeah, so as said, full tournament schedule for my rules guys can be found on the World Tournament website. For questions, tournaments, please DM or... Yeah, so the account itself is managed by Padres, who is the organizer of this whole tournament, so I think there wouldn't be any problem with that. We want to make 2025 the most successful tournament yet, and this means the greater rewards for the top spinners. We can donate to the prize pool for champion and top finishers using the 2025 website. The pool is already over $400 US. I'm not sure if this is the first time that Pen Spinning World Tour has introduced prize pools or money. I think in the past there was pens made by Vortex or famous modders and all that, and the money was usually allocated towards the judges, to which the logistics was always difficult. For me, I was only able to collect sponsors and all that. Wasn't really didn't really have the knowledge for managing finances. So I think it's a it's a great thing for them to be able to do that, which you can see shortly in the website itself. So yeah, you guys should make sure if you guys have a X or a Twitter account to follow Pennsylvania World Tour in 2025. Most likely, the communication media is going to be solely through Twitter. I'm not sure whether they have an account for like TikTok or YouTube, but I think that will also be great if they also have that. So let's dive into the website itself. So you're met with this logo here, or art, made by Dio, or Dio Brando, who was formerly a UPSP spinner. I'm glad that he made quite a unique art for this tournament. I'm not sure who this character is, but yeah. But if you see in the middle here, you can see the UPSB logo and a Comsa cap and two Dr. Grip tips. Not sure what kind of mod you can make with that, but it's great. There's a register now. There's a follow updates, which most likely leads to the Twitter account. I think, yeah, it does. You were first met with the amazing supporters. Now they're currently raised as $646.45 US dollars to make the tournament possible, big or small. Creates unforgettable experience for spinners worldwide. With the top runners being Padres $250, Pro Blood Bag for $100. You know, I kind of want to donate myself, so I think I'll do that later. Anonymous supporter. Support PSWT. Oh, so this is where you can donate. So you can do this, put your contact information or stay anonymous. You can put your names. And I think you... Oh, so I use a Stripe. Okay, so I can pay by either credit card or debit card, I think. And by doing so, you guys can donate the money in here. I'll put all the links in the description so you guys can take a look at it as well. There's perks, apparently, when you can do that, when you donate. Share your support. Okay, so if you're 250, you're Titan. If you're 500 or above, you're a God. Okay. Let there be multiple gods, I guess. Okay. We got tournament timeline. Wonder if there's like a overall schedule. Okay. So signups is until August 16th, so it's about a month from today. And the participant lists will be released a week after that. Currently, there are 31 spinners. Oh wow, that's a lot actually. And it's great how I'm guessing the website sort of updates the amount of spinners every time there's a registration, which is also really nice. Man, just the website itself is very well made, I think. There are 6 rounds, finals. So I'm guessing it's 64 spinners. We can take a look at the rulebook later. Stay updated tournament rulebook. We got complete guidelines here. I've got there's a Google Doc separately for that, so we could take a look at that later. The prize pool, champion is $150, runner-up $100, third place $50. Fourth place will be added specifically if specific donations are made for these purposes. Oh nice, they've got this whole lineup here. They got 7 judges here, which is, I think, unprecedented. Maybe it has been done in the past, but seven is a lot. So, yeah, good luck to everyone here. There are some interesting spinners joining in the judge panel as well. So, I'd like to sort of talk about that in later videos as well. Today here, I just want to talk about just the introduction of the whole website itself. Tournament organizers, PD and Tilt, thanks for the both of them to make this possible. And then there talks about how to sign up and all that. And that's all. Okay. I think we can reserve judging criteria and all that for a different video. So let's talk about judges here. And maybe the judge format. And everything else, I guess we can sort of talk about criterias and all that later. Okay. So there's the Google Doc. Primary contact will be the Twitter. There's the website. The judging panel. So we got Dark KT, Herons, I Suck, PBB, which is Pro Blood Bag, Padres, PD, RPD, and Vanilla. It's an interesting choice, I think. Well, first off and foremost, I Suck, who was the two-time champion for the past World Tournaments, to become a judge, which also means most likely I don't think he can join as a participant. I thought he would go for like, you know, a three-time champion or something like that, but it turns out he wants to pass it on to a younger generation, which is a thing because we are expecting a lot of young spinners to join. Spinning has evolved a lot throughout the time since the last tournament. So I'm sure Isaac himself, he's quite excited himself, like what sort of spinning would be shown, and probably he's going to copy all that, take all that content, and win the next World Tournament. Most likely. Dark KT Herons. I think Dark KT, he has been a participant for many times in the past. Herons, I don't think he joined that much, but he has that knowledge. He has that skill to become one of the top players. I don't think he is in it for like competition, but more on the artistic side of it. Pro Blood Bag, from what I remember, it's interesting because I think what I recall is he is still 1 or 2 years in spinning, but his skill is definitely unmatched as of today's standards, and I'm sort of having expectations on what sort of judging that he would show. From looking at his spinning, though, I think it's going to be more towards on the technical aspects instead of like presentation wise and all that, or execution wise, but we'll take a look at that. Padres, he's an all-rounder. He knows all his stuff. The only concern is he's organizing and judging at the same time. I wouldn't personally do that because that's a lot of work to do. But I think he can manage that himself since he's been doing a lot of work himself as well. RPD, creator of the book that he made, History of Pen Spinning, I think. He also wrote criteria for World Tournament 2021. So it's exciting to see what sort of spinning he would do. I think he's in there also for if in case they have to judge two-pen one-hand spinning. His insight would probably very helpful for those who don't really have that much. I think one of the aspects that for this tournament would be new is that there's probably going to be a lot more two-pen one-hand spinners, and it's me personally, it's really hard to sort of judge like which tricks are particularly difficult than a two-pen one-hand trick. So yeah, I think RPD would bring that knowledge into the table towards the others. I mean, I think Isaac is probably comfortable since I've seen his videos doing that. But for the others, I think it will be challenging for them. So the knowledge for Isaac and RPD would probably be helpful for them. Schedule-wise, the tournament starts from August and ends at December, so that's August, September, October, November, December. So that's 5 months, which is quite long. Hopefully, people will hang around until the end. Surely, I will. I will be trying to showcase to you guys as much as possible, so you guys, don't need to sort of look around. Although all you guys really need to do is like take a look at the official website to see the video itself. Format. Yeah, a lot of the things that we've already done here, already read through. Sample videos must be publicly viewable via link, Dropbox, Google Drive, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Instagram and Twitter, nice. That's very convenient for some spinners probably, for those who don't have Dropbox or Google Drive. It's quite a new attempt. I think the logistics to that is going to be a bit difficult to sort of manage. I mean, case like, I don't know, if, let's say for Twitter or Instagram, if the dude's account is like private or something like that. Not sure if that how that's gonna go through. Upload directly during the registration process. Links not to be published, but must be viewable by judges directly or by link only, without requiring authentication. Okay, so if it's without requiring authentication, most likely for private users, they gotta publicize their own accounts or create a dummy account in that case. Usually for me, in order to avoid that, I just receive all the videos, the raw videos, collect them through Google Forms, and just upload it in one channel. And that way, it serves two purposes. One, it makes it easier for everyone to look at in one location. Two is so that you can archive these videos. A lot of the times, I found it very frustrating that past tournament videos are just deleted by the whim of the spinners, which is fair, because some spinners, I don't know, they want to hide their own spinning, hide their past spinning, and in that case, how should I say? I think having a separate channel for those videos would be helpful for future generations. So that's why I personally do not prefer it that way. But yeah, another is by having those videos. I think the point of having these videos publicized, another point is having random people be able to look at that and make promotion videos using that. That way it creates a lot more activity into the community itself. But I guess we're not going to have that this year as well. For these videos, setup quality and camera quality will not be taken into consideration unless they make it impossible to assess the entrance skill at the general level. So this is interesting. They say presentation is not one of the considerations, which I guess good luck. Depending on the angle, it's sort of difficult for judges to judge what kind of spin to do. So they need to take an extra step essentially to sort of predict what kind of tricks they're doing. I think some people will say like, well, if you don't know what tricks they're doing at an awkward angle, like you're not skilled enough and all of that. But I think, in my personal opinion, pen spinning is an art form, and there's really no point of it unless you present it well. But I think just for the sake of gathering as many entrants as much as possible, they made it this format. Contestant will be notified about their qualification status by viewing the full list of qualifiers released in August 22, which is the participants list. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna go through all of the pages. Maybe we can do that as a different video when I'm talking about the judging criteria and all that. All qualified participants, top 32. Okay, so there's 32 spinners that will start off the whole round. Okay, so qualification round is like unanimous, or all spinners, and then going to narrow down into 32 spinners, and that's going to be, what, 16 spinners later? Round 2 will be 32 spinners. There's seeding. Serpentine spinning. Seeding. Ah, okay. It's a very unique way of... I need to Google what serpentine means. serpentine seeding, widely known as, is a method of organization using. Huh, okay. Serpentine seeding. I wonder if there's like an automated system for that. I guess that's what they use. It's interesting. It is interesting. Usually, the point for seeding is sort of to avoid two top spinners doing a knockout in like the very earlier rounds per se. That way, let's say, I don't know, we get like a spin like Manoa or Isaac in round one, and one of them must win. And in that case, like if Manoa gets disqualified, probably half of the fun or half of the what was worth the attention of the tournament goes gone. So in order to avoid that, people use the seeding system in order to avoid that. Let's see if this avoids that as well. I used a different method. I called it categorized randomization, but I think that's a bit too much work because you need to sort of find out who joined in the past tournaments or not. And in a world where, you know, all these names are, people change their names like probably every second, it's kind of hard to sort of determine that. And also, plus, I think a lot of the spinners who has joined in the past tournaments are not really willing to join this tournament simply because they're too old or just like not motivated that much to do so. Isaac is a great example of that personally, but yeah, let's see how it goes. So there's round 3, round 4, random drop. That's also a bit interesting, I feel like. So overall, a lot of these tournament formats, it's a bit unique compared to the past tournaments. Quite excited to see how it goes about. I'm not sure if that result becomes a bit apparent to the audience themselves, but yeah, judging criterias. Yeah, let's talk about judging criterias in the next video, shall we? I forgot to comment on Vanilla actually for the judging panel. Sorry about that. Vanilla, I think he's one of the top spinners, or at least one of the top power spinners that I know. He has joined in 2021, and a lot of the times I think, but I was not really sure about his like pen spinning knowledge. I just thought he was like really just for like spinning, but quite excited to see how he's going to judge as well. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's it for now for War Tournament 2025. I'll also be make sure to catch up of any sort of new content of the tournament itself. So we're in for a journey for old spinners, new spinners viewing this video. Thank you for the support. For any sort of other topics you guys want me to discuss about, please contact me through comments, Twitter, or anything like that. See you guys later.